Well, we're back again. That was really quick. I'm going to show you how I made this song right now. Stay tuned. Let's go. This is Move Over track breakdown.
You don't like us, then move over. Right now, you gotta move over. If you don't like this, then move over. You don't like this. Listen up when I'm talking.
Alright guys, we're gonna dive right in. Welcome back. Breaking down Move Over today. Why am I on Ableton? I use both. I love FL. That's my shit. But we got Ableton today. Just stay with me, I'll show you everything. I tried to clean my project just for you guys. Alright, let's go. So there's a couple of main elements of this song. One being this little lead here. The other lead. Put those together. We have the drums. And then we have the bass, which is another big element in this track. And then, not to forget, the man, the myth, the legend, scrufizzer.
Live life, have fun, get money, get crunk, get lit, take a bump. If it's up, then it's up.
So scrufizzer sent me this vocal. I already had like the first basis, the first idea of the track. And I just put it over it and it just worked, man. It was ridiculous.
Link up, give me a time and place. Party, give me a time
pristine
and place.
Quality. Where is my processing? It's not there.
Give me a time and place. Party, give me
it was all him. Props to him, man.
Any time and place. Just show me the time and place.
Okay, you've heard the main elements of the track. Let's now break down every individual stage of this track. This is the first verse.
Link up, give me a time and place. Party, give me a time and place. I'll be there anytime and place. Just show me the time and place.
Okay, start with the kick, as always. Boom. Got multiple layers on this one. We've got like this rumble layer here. Kind of saturated, noisy layer over that kick. This is making it extra crunchy. Yeah, it's just those two, and then we got the main kick here. It's in Kick Ninja, dope plugin. Can make some really cool kicks in this one. We got that carrying the groove, is a little bit wobbly, and then we have the rest of the drums. To start off with, we got this percussive kind of loop. Bring in another percussive loop. Bring in some hats and claps. And more hats and claps. And more hats and claps. Loud. And then there's other little percussive thing. So then put that together with the drums and you have this. Fun. And then we bring in those synths that we have. Wow, this one isn't playing. Well, it is, but it's filtered, as you can see. And then we have these guys over here. These are the main drop basses, but we are filtering them in, as well as a layered one over here. Super weird, but this helps build that hype. And then a couple of effects. And then Scrufizzer's vocal, of course.
Link up, give me a time and place. Party, give me a time and place.
Also this kind of little sound effect in the background, filling the gaps.
Me a time and place. Party,
so that's everything.
Time and place. Just show me the time and place.
And then we go into the build-up.
Live life, have fun, get money, get crunk, get lit, take a bump. If it's up, then it's up. Live life, have fun, get money, get crunk, get lit, take a bump. If it's up, then it's up.
Yeah, well, pretty self-explanatory. Got the kick in the background there. With no sub, we haven't got the main kick coming in either. And then also another loop here. Then we got the bass. Filtering in over here. Bunch of reverb. Reverb coming through Valhalla vintage verb, of course. I mean, the build-up actually could be quite a bit better. Could be a bit more hype. I didn't want to take away the energy for the drop. If you give a build-up too much energy, sometimes the drop will be a little bit underwhelming, so I didn't necessarily want to do that for this one. And the vocal is hype as well, so, you know, that was carrying it as well.
Don't like us, then move over. Right now, you gotta move over. Right now.
And then we go into the drop, and we go ahead, and we move into the drop. Let's go!
If you don't like this, then move over. Like this.
Alright, so yeah, it's pretty much the same. Kick again. Don't really need to break much down there. So I got this new layer in. This is giving it some real crunch. Got a clap in there, a hat, and this guy. This is really giving it the crunch it needed. So those are all of those drums together. And then with the kick. Heavy. I have the bass also playing. And now let's break down these basses. Let's loop this section. Okay, so there's just a lot of processing going on this one. If I get rid of all of this. Yeah, so I mean, listen to that now. This is with no processing. And that's with the processing again. And if you want to know how I got this wobbliness, this came from like this bass sound which I recorded in FL a long time ago. I have no idea which synth it came from. I think it could have come from Massive. I got this wobbliness from this from the time stretching section in Ableton texture mode, playing around with the grains. If I show you now, click on this, move this. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. I was having fun with this, as you can imagine. I mean, there's a whole new thing by itself. If you pitch it down, you can get some crazy stuff. It can get freaky quick, so then I came up with this one, and that seemed to work really well. And also, yeah, if you play around with moving the sample, yeah, get different stuff as well. So that was pretty mental. And then I have this sub underneath here, which isn't even mono, by the way. Yeah, that one is, but this one isn't. Stereo gang! And I have another variation. Yeah, this one gets a little bit grittier. Yeah, and then we have this layer here. It's like an elephant. It's pretty gnarly. Disgusting. But I mean, in context, this worked. Yeah. Have another little offbeat bass thing going on here. So those are the bass sounds. And then moving on down to Scrufizer's vocal, I just cut little parts of it.
If you don't like this, then move over.
Once again, had this call and response thing going. You had the bass playing here, then no bass, but you still had this guy in the background. So, cool.
If you don't like this, then move
response. Cool. Response. Also taking away the bass here. Let it breathe, and then his did-it-did-it.
Listen up when I'm talking.
Then these little. Then yeah, moving on here. Kind of the same stuff, just bringing extra drums in.
If you don't like this, then move over. If you don't like this,
So letting it breathe again over here.
Listen up when I'm talking.
And then a nice little switch up with the bass here. And then I wanted to go directly into the verse again, into this hype section. I didn't really want to lose energy from that drop.
Live life, have fun, get money, get crunk, get lit, take a bump. If it's up, then
Just the drums again. Scrufizzer vocal.
live life, have fun, get money.
And then I also did some layering stuff. And brought these bass sounds back in, but not too aggressive.
Live life, have fun, get money, get crunk, get lit, take a bump. If it's up, then it's
I just had a cigarette break mid-video. Where were we? Yeah, and we kind of go back to the same sort of build-up as the first, except now we're removing most of the elements in this build-up, besides keeping the bass in there. This kind of like whoa feeling, like a whale or something, you know.
don't like this, then move over.
And then of course his vocal as well.
If you don't like us, then move over. Right now you gotta move over.
And then bringing the drums back in.
Then move over. You know you gotta move over. If you don't like us,
And then also the bass.
right now you gotta move over. Cause listen up when I'm talking. I can hear the ravers calling. I can hear the bass like
And this riser as well. These risers go pretty crazy. So you got one here and one here. Phase plant. And they keep playing. These risers are hype. Keeps going, and the vocal's here. And then it stops, and then this vocal comes back in.
go hard from night to the morning. Listen up when I'm talking. I can hear the ravers calling.
And
I can hear the bass line calling. We go hard from night to the morning.
then we reach the second drop, straightforward. We ain't messing about type situation.
If you don't like this, then move over.
So just for the first 4 bars, we're taking out all of the drums besides the kick, the bass. Yeah, and by the way, you can't even hear these guys because of these guys. It wasn't necessary for me to keep these in here. It's actually kind of clashing, but it worked. So I'm not going to mess around with something that works. And then you go back into it again with the drums, the chant. Always good to do this little effects. Good impact. Got a bunch of delay on there as well.
Morning. If you don't like this, then move over.
Okay, so what I did here with the bass, I automated some reverb on there. Right here. Quite clicky actually, so I'm surprised I managed to get away with that. Yeah, and the rest of the drop is pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of the same thing again, except we did a little switch up right here, a new variation of the bass. It's funny because I was talking to my producer friend Helslow about this. He gives great feedback on my tracks, and he was like, yeah, it's not really necessary to switch up, but I told him it's got to be done. It's got to be done. He's the type of guy to like to simplify things, which I get because simplicity is key, but sometimes you got to have some cheeky switch up in there, right?
Don't like this.
Yeah, so it's this one, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is mad clicking, which is not great in the whole scheme of things. I could have just declicked them a lot better, probably by doing this. Yeah, that already made a big difference. Yeah, I didn't do it though, and it didn't really make a huge difference. YOLO.
Listen up when I'm
Does sound cleaner though.
listen up when I'm talking.
And also here, playing around with the stereo width, using my good friend Wider. Why did I do that? Once again, I just like the variety. I like the contrast. Going from mono
Listen up.
over to stereo. And then back again.
If you don't like this, then move over.
And then the switch again.
Listen up when I'm
Yeah, and then straight back into the outro. Okay, so considering everything is quite straightforward and you get the idea of what's happening in the track in that second drop now, because it is very similar to the first, not much variation happening, to be honest. Just head straight back into the outro. Let's go ahead and break down the master. I'm going to loop the first drop. Let's take everything off. God damn. I don't like this. No, that's not nice. This master makes a big difference, man. Can you tell now, like I said in the previous video, that I like to produce with the master on? Well, now you can tell. I've taken this off and it sounds like arse. Got my good friend Gulfos. This one is smooth. This one is smooth as hell. So that was brightening it. This is the first part of the chain. Then I got some dynamic EQ, boosting the lows. Dangerous. Did it though. We got a maximizer on here. Got the clarity again. I do this in every single track. And then some more saturation. This is just adding some nice crunch again to the track. Then I got a glue compressor on there. Parallel compression. And then we've got some more distortion. The Devastator is doing a lot in this one. Listen. I got a limiter and then going into another limiter further down the chain. Yeah, and then a soothe. Doing that again. I'm cheating again. Smart EQ. I wanted to show you this one in the previous video, but I wasn't actually using it. But now in this track, I am. This is a special AI equalizer. You can press this, hit this record button here, and it's going to listen to the track and see where it thinks it should remove or add certain frequencies. You can always listen to what it does, and then if you like what it's done, you can enhance it, or you can, yeah. If you don't like this, then move over. But I liked what it did, so that is that. And then finally into another limiter. If you don't like this. Yeah, this one's crushed. It's mad. Yeah, and that's the whole master right there. If you don't like this, then move over. If you don't like this. 5.2 LUFS. Sharp. But that is the jam, guys. That's the jam. I didn't go super in depth this video, but I hope this was clear and you enjoyed this little breakdown. Step by step, we're going to get back into this. This should be a bit more enjoyable each time. And don't forget, guys, plugging away at this again, you can join my Bandcamp subscription page every month and you're going to get 1 to 2 exclusive IDs plus a pre-release of a track of that month. So if you like the sound of that, go ahead over there and sub and you'll be up to date every month with some exclusive stuff. But anyway, guys, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time, hit me up with what you want next. I'll cater to that. Let's go. See you later, gang.